We're going. Yay. Okay, so we would like to welcome you all on our new edition of PyHEP 2021. We're very happy that there were so many registrations, so it seems like interest is very big. And we hope that you will have a lot of fun over this week. So you will learn a lot of new things, and please communicate with us. Yeah, just try to write in Slido questions and interact in Slack. There is a lot of interesting channels set up for you. So yeah, and I will start probably, I will not talk a lot. I will introduce Eduardo with a short announcement about workshop.
Hi everyone, can you see my slides then?
Yes, we can see your slides.
Yeah, so I really welcome again on behalf of all the organizing committee. So you see everybody here, we are a group of 6 enthusiasts organizing these things, some of us since a few years by now. Yeah, so it really is actually the 4th edition now, and the second is a virtual event for obvious reasons. We had also an online event last year. But there are good and bad things, and it's very good. Something that I think should be stressed as it really allows us to be a truly global event with participants from all over the world. And you can see that from the top right distribution. This is taken by the way from your registrations. You can see that this time zone when we're speaking right now is pretty okay for the bulk of you, and that's precisely why we chose this time slot. So roughly afternoon for Geneva time, European time. As Oksana was saying, we had an impressive level of interest. Last year we had 1,000 people actually, and this time we went a little bit over 1,200. So thank you very much for that. I should also say that more or less 50% of the participants you see here are coming from the LHC. This is not that surprising. It just scales with the size of the collaborations. And the LHC collaborations overall, Atlas and CMS and so on, it's over 10,000 people, so really not surprising. What's really nice to see is that if you take that component out, and you look at distribution of non-LHC participants, you see that we still have a large number of communities attending this PyHEP workshop, and this is really fantastic, and we appreciate that enormously. In particular, you can see that we have almost a quarter from university and research institutes participating, and we have a big component, a big participation this year for the first time, by the way, from the neutrino community. All right, so this I'm not going to read it all for you. This is actually taken from the very first workshop in 2018, but I would like to stress that this has not changed. Our goals are pretty much the same. In particular, the only thing I would really want to emphasize is that we try to bring together the community, be developers, users, or enthusiasts, so to share the experiences, also discuss the trends, new packages, and so on. So in the end, it's a win-win situation for everybody, whether you are simply a user, so to speak, or actually a developer. So you have something that is by the community, for the community. So this really is very important. The other point that is super important, as I have seen as well from the way we organize it, is that we allocate a fair amount of time for lively discussions. So do profit from the fact that this is not a conference. You really have a fair amount of time for discussions, even live, right? Typical presentations are 20 plus 10 minutes. So enjoy it. And for the rest, of course, you have the various topical Slack channels for any discussion offline. Right, so talking about Slido, at the end of the presentations, so during the Q&A sessions, we use Slido, so you must have seen this from the emails, but just remind you, here's an active link as well. You can start posting your things, whether you want to do it anonymously or with the name, up to you really. The nice thing here is that it allows you to crowdsource the questions. So you have the possibility either you post a question yourself, or if you see a question that was posted and which you like particularly that you can vote it. And then in the end, what is good is that we have a prioritized set of questions that we can go through in that Q&A session, and all the rest can be then discussed offline if time did not permit at your leisure. So this is, I think, again, a nice way, and this has worked extremely well last year, by the way. And this is how it looks like in blue. Right, so this is again how the feeling. So you can see, like, for example, Ben last year can have a question, and then people can go and upvote or downvote if they think this is not so relevant, they would like to see something else. That's perfectly fine. It's a democracy. So, and the other thing, again, you can put your name or not, depends as you wish. Again, if you put your name, then we will address your name. If not, then we just address the questions, and that's just as fine. As I mentioned already several times, what we cannot answer and discuss during the Q&A session is posted then on Slack, and everybody is welcome to contribute and continue questioning the speaker in particular, and anybody interested in those discussions. So this is how it looks like. Just try and do the replying thread, so you can get all different threads together, and it makes it a little bit easier, especially if you have a large number of them being posted at the same time at the end of the presentations. Another point is you've seen that we try to encourage quite a bit the use of notebooks for what we call notebook presentations, and also to have a more smooth, enhanced experience. We use Binder for that, and we even had an example GitHub repository where you could find how to set things up if you're not too familiar with it. And here we really wanted to say a big thank you for the Binder team in allocating us extra resources during the workshop. So this is something that we have done for the first time last year. As you can imagine, if you have 2-3 people launching a notebook at the same time, that's fine. But if you have 300 people launching the same repository at the same time, the experience might not be so smooth. And the fact that they allocate those resources in due time for the relevant repositories is something that makes the life and the experience really smooth and nice for everybody. So just really appreciate it. By all means, if you want to engage more with them, you have a couple of links there, mybinder.org or the discourse for following any discussions from the Binder team. Another big thank you is for our sponsors. So you may or may not know that we have been capturing the recordings of the workshops. So, and this is thanks to the kind sponsorship of these institutions, and we wanted to thank them explicitly. So at the end, I just have 2 things to say. First of all, enjoy very much the week. I hope you will enjoy it as much as we have been enjoying in the last few incantations. And because we do like to engage with communities, so you'll probably hear this word very often during the week. We have an announcement from a colleague that is further engaging with the SciPy community. In particular, he's organizing a Birds of Affairs feather session on the topic of Python in aerospace and astronomy. So again, if you feel concerned about that, you can either go and discuss that and see with him directly on the GitHub channel, or email him privately. So this are all here. The slides are posted on Indico, so you can always go back to them if you have missed anything. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. It was just an intro, not a boring half an hour discourse. So thank you very much, and again, have a good week.